Oh man, you have no idea what's going on here, what's about to happen. I'm going to be digging into this here. This is a beautiful Frenched and dry brined turkey leg that was stuffed with some Boursin cheese, wrapped with a ton of maple thick cut bacon, and then smoked to perfection. This is my take on an elevated Swanson, taking it to 11. Come along for the ride. Hey now, a few years ago I had an incredibly disappointing smoked turkey leg experience at an amusement park that shall not be named. And upon returning home, I realized I need some sort of a redemption story for turkey legs, but I wasn't quite sure what to do. Now, the other day I came across this old clip from Parks and Recreation, and Nick Offerman's magnificent Ron Swanson was at a fair and ordered a Swanson, which was a smoked turkey leg that was wrapped in a few strips of bacon. And I thought, you know what? I love Nick Offerman, I love Ron Swanson, I love smoked turkey legs, I love the idea that there's some bacon on that, but then I also thought, I think we can do better. So let's do it. Let's take the Swanson to 11. Of course, to begin the whole process, what we need here is a beautiful turkey leg. I've got this one here. It comes in at about 1 pound, 3 ounces. So it's a decent size. Really looking forward to playing around with this. Now, my first step for it is I'm actually wanting to get it Frenched here to some degree. And we're going to cut right through everything. Any tendons, the skin. Now this is a good opportunity to be able to remove some of these tendons here. So I'm just going to take my knife. I'm going to try to push up some of the skin and the meat and yet hang on to these so that I can have a little bit less of that in my finished leg. Using a paper towel here for some grip, it is possible to rip out a good number of these here. Let us finish dealing with this leg. So essentially, what I'm trying to do here now is just push all the meat forward, similar to the Texas lollipop. We're going to have this nice ball of meat all over here. Now, the last thing that I need to do here for today is get this dry brining so that our leg can wind up as moist as possible when we're all done. For that, I am just going to pierce the skin in a few places here so that our dry brine will penetrate. For my dry brine, so far I have a teaspoon each of some smoked paprika and some garlic powder and 2 teaspoons of some kosher salt. That's going to give us the salinity that we want here just to help ensure a nice moist turkey leg. I'm also going to take some fresh cracked black pepper. And I also have my dehydrated red habanero, garlic, and arbol chili blend. That will give this a little bit of a kick. Get some of that in here. And that quantity there of the salt and those spices is for this particular quantity of meat. I really like dry brining my poultry. I find that it really makes a big difference in the finished product. Now I'm going to do that just in this marinating container. I'm going to give this a little sprinkle all over. And I'll just rub it around to get it as coated as I can. Here we are all ready for the dry brining. Now, you want to get this covered up and into the refrigerator, and you'd want to give this at least overnight and up to 2 days. I'm going to have this in there for approximately 20 hours. Here we are the next day. I've got this beautiful turkey leg that has dry brined, and it should be all ready to go here. Now, I'm just mulling this over and thinking about, so what do we have here? We've got some beautiful, flavorful, dry brined turkey. We're going to be getting some bacon on there. But what are the other things in this life that I love? How about some cheese? In fact, how about some garlic and herb Boursin cheese? Now, in order to get that in there, I'm going to just see, there's some natural divisions here in the muscles that are inside this leg. So let's get some of that cheese packed right into there. Let's try to get that all in there. Just using this. This is going to be a messy operation. But getting that packed in there with that fondue fork Got another one in here, sort of right in along the bone. Oh, I found another little slot here. I was thinking that I might actually try to make some incisions to get this cheese in here. But you know what? This turkey leg is just cooperating all on its own. All right, with that turkey stuffed with cheese, it's time to get bacony here. So what I've got here, and this is a bit of a rarity for me when I'm bacon wrapping things, but I'm actually using some thick cut bacon. I'm also going with some maple bacon, just because, you know what, I saw it and I thought, why not go with something that's a little bit sweet and see how that turns out here. Now, I'm going to just use my little method for helping stretch this out. Once I have it on my cutting board, I'm just going to slightly warm it up a little bit more. This was at room temperature. I'm just going to give it a wee bit more here and hopefully convince it just to stretch out a little bit so we can get some good coverage on our turkey. All right, so now with all my bacon prepped and stretched out here, ready to roll, I'm going to be making a bacon weave, and I'm going to do this 4 strips this way. Now, because I want to make sure that I have good coverage here right in the middle, I'm actually going to start this weave in the middle as opposed to the edge, which is what I typically do. And we're just going to go like that. Pull those over. Just do this. If you haven't done a weave before, it's just doing it in alternating strips here. And if one end of your bacon is a bit thicker than the other, you also want to flip that each time so that you get as solid coverage as possible. Next, we'll do a couple this way. Now I have one extra piece of bacon here, and I'm going to hang on to that for a minute here until I can kind of see what this is going to look like. So, first off, I'm just going to make sure that I've got my turkey ball here formed how I want it. If I hadn't actually dry brined this turkey leg here with some seasonings already, I would probably have coated this in some of that right now, but as it is, we are good. And so now, I'm going to bring everything up here. Now, in case anybody's wondering, yes, I am aware that this is a lot of bacon to put onto a single drumstick. Definitely aware, definitely excited. Now at this point, I am just going to sort of go around, make sure I've got good coverage everywhere. And I think with this extra strip of bacon, I'm just going to wrap here around this end, thicken this up a little bit, and make a fun little bacon treat for me at the base of that turkey. Now just to hold this in place, I'm going to use some 5 or 6 inch skewers here, nice flexible skewers. And particularly in any places where you see some bacon that might be calling out for a little extra support, that's where you want to pierce through, just like that. I think I also just want to get a couple little skewers at the top here for that top bacon, just to help hold it in place as well. We completely pierce this all up here. And I'm also going to get one of my Inkbird temperature probes in here so that we can track what's going on temp-wise. Tucking it right in like that. I mean, what's one more piercing for this for this ridiculous looking turkey leg here? Out here at the Pitboss 700 FB, I've got it fired up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Looks like it's getting near time to change up my foil on this. And now we shall take our glorious turkey leg, get it in here, put it right like this. And I'm actually going to lean it against that top rack there just to help stabilize it while it's cooking. 30 minutes, I need to check on this. Things are coming along. Let's close that up and let it keep cooking. 1 hour in, here we are. That bacon's starting to darken up a little bit. I've just sort of been going in and rotating this a little bit as it's cooking. And we're just gonna let this keep going. Here we are, 2 hours, 15 minutes in. Our internal temperature here is up around 175 degrees Fahrenheit. That bacon is looking absolutely fantastic. I was rotating it there for like the last 45 minutes or so just to make sure that we could get everything all nice and cooked up. It's time to get this off the smoker. And now I've let this rest here for about 5 minutes. I'm getting incredibly excited about this. I'm going to begin this process of just pulling out all the skewers that I jammed through here in my desperate play to ensure that that bacon didn't come tumbling off as this was cooking. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Check that out! Oh my, you have no idea. This is such a rare moment for me. Not only am I going to be digging into this amazing meat monstrosity here in just a second, but I'm actually home by myself. I've gone ahead and poured myself some American Pale Ale homebrew here that I'm going to have with it and really just celebrate this moment with my Swanson. So, let's do it. Almost seems like a shame to dig into this thing. It's just so beautiful. But we're going to do it. Okay. Check that out. We've dug in. The bacon with that smoking process has just nicely formed around it. It just shrunk right around it. It's adhered to it. This is something almost worth dislocating your jaw for. There's the cheese. You know, I'm kind of glad I'm still wearing my gloves here just in case anything drips onto me. But I got to tell you, this is absolutely out of this world. That turkey is so incredibly moist and tender. That dry brining process makes such a difference. And it's just rich and flavorful. There's the garlic, there's the paprika, there's the pepper. There's just a little bit of kick there with that red habanero cracked onto it. There's that super fun herbal garlic tanginess of the Boursin cheese. There's little pockets of it in there. And then, of course, we have that sweetness of the maple bacon on the outside. Oh, my word. Gotta wash that down. Okay, now, might have seemed a little bit tedious there. Running the skew, well, I mean, the whole process might have seemed a little bit tedious, but that was kind of the point. We had to do this right. But going through there, going with that dry brine the night before, prepping this all up, bothering to French it really just for appearance sake. So we had this freaking massive lollipop here. The fact that we went ahead and made the bacon weave and then took all that trouble just to skewer it on, just to hold it into place. But look, come on now. It's just hanging on there. Oh, look at that. Cheese time. And perhaps the best thing about this is that I'm not having to deal with any of those hard tendons and all of that in there since I got all of them out, pulling them out, and I can just dig into this as I see fit. I'm telling you, this is completely made up for that horrendous turkey leg that I had once upon a time there. I'm going to be able to completely forget that memory here. This is absolute redemption. I'm telling you, if revenge is a dish that is best served cold, redemption is a dish that is best coated in a whole ton of bacon. Oh, just like that. All right, that's enough of me, hopefully torturing you. So there you have it. A wicked fun project. I highly recommend you do this. Please take the time, do it right. You will not be disappointed. If you're really wanting to please people, make more than one and let everybody have their own here. I mean, this is going to be just for me. Now, if you try this, let me know how it turned out for you. If you want making any tweaks to your process or anything like that, it's always fun to chat about that. And until next time, keep your redemption at 11. Get to watch one more bite. Oh, man.